Hey, hello, and welcome. This is another Evolvepreneur Secrets Show for entrepreneurs, and I'm your host, Brian Silverthorne. And it's my mission to help entrepreneurs make a difference and to navigate the sometimes messy worlds of startup and growth or relaunch. And I want you to join me today where we're going to dig deep with our guest and get you the best concepts and strategies for self-published authors and their journeys from startup to success. And our special guest today is Julia Langley. And Julia has been a featured seeker for a featured singer. I seem to have a swollen tongue today. Julia is a featured singer for Cirque du Soleil, and she's performed in more than 20 countries and in all 50 states. And she's also a vocal coach, a speaker, and an author. Welcome to the show, Julia.
Thank you so much. Honored to be here with you today.
Sorry I didn't have a more professional introduction, but it'll all be good.
That's great. You just combined singer and speaker. That's what I am.
Hey, so. See, my subconscious must have been working. So
you knew.
I did. So where are you hanging out today?
Well, today I'm actually where my mom lives in Alabama. It's about an hour and a half outside of Atlanta, Georgia. You can probably hear my Southern accent. And I go back and forth. I actually have a home in South Florida, and I live there and come up here and spend time with my mom, which is where I am. So yeah, I call Florida home, Palm Beach County.
Okay. All right. Okay. I've got, I haven't been to Florida in a while, but I've got 3 kids and 7 grandkids there. So I need to get, maybe that's why I don't go. No, I need to go back.
Just stay away.
Yeah.
Well, you have to get your energy up for that. That's for sure.
That's true. That's true. So let's get down to business here. So tell me about your latest book and what readers do you want to reach with it?
Well, my latest book it's a business book, and it's Called to Speak, Lead, and Impact. And I'm really so proud of this book. We actually are 12-time #1 bestseller. I'm so excited about that. And in one of the topics that we were bestseller, public speaking. Of course, that's my area of expertise. So I was very happy to receive the bestseller status for that. But it is a beautiful collection of stories from entrepreneurs who have been through the ups and downs, the challenges, some personal challenges, as in my own case. We talk about those personal challenges, professional challenges, and the shifts of which brought us through that and have taken us to, well, the sky and beyond.
That sounds extremely interesting. So in writing the book, was your purpose to get this information out there to help others, or did you want to use it as a lead generation tool for your business, or maybe a little bit of both?
Well, it's a little bit of both. I always say that if there's someone that hears something I say and is inspired or motivated by it, then actually I've done my good deed for the day and I've done my job, because ultimately that's what I'm here for, is to serve others, to help others. And of course, I want to work with people. So those people who do need my services, and I'm not for everyone. We know that as entrepreneurs, but I know that there's people out there that need help in overcoming nervousness, overcoming fear, stepping up onto a stage. And not just speaking, but taking it to the next level, being the next version of who they are and stepping into their real power so they can get those top tier clients, they can make more money, and they can be recognized for their expertise.
Excellent. So for the benefit of the authors that are maybe listening here, what was your biggest challenge when you're in your first foray into being an author?
Well, the challenge really is in structure. For me, I had a whole bunch of things I wanted to say, but you can't just throw them out there and say them. Same way with speaking. You don't just get to go blah and have anybody understand what it is. So there has to be some kind of structure, some kind of formula to what you're doing, whether it be a book, whether it be a speech. And so it was formulating that, getting in all of the points that I wanted to make, and also making it relatable to others. I wouldn't really call that a challenge, but it was a goal of mine that I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to make sure that there is someone out there that has has been through unbelievable tragedy, grief, difficulties, challenges, but that's not where it should end. You can become reborn. You can get on the other side of that, and you can be and do whatever it is you want to do and come out a champion on the other side.
Excellent advice. And on the when you were getting started and getting this format, did you get some help, or did you just go through the school of hard knocks and learn it on your own?
I actually did it on my own, but I have been writing for some time. So I've been studying this process for some time about how to organize my thoughts. But as you know, I work with speakers, so I have been having to do it on stage. When I direct a show, I do that. When I help someone write a speech, I do the same thing. So it's really the same skills, just applying it to a book.
Okay, great. So you mentioned being a 12-time or 12 category bestseller. So what was the most effective promotion effort that you made that helped you get to that status?
I think that it was actually, and you can get out there and you can blast it out on social media, you can put it out there, but it's getting one-to-one with people. It's so important. So how do you get one-to-one with people? It's actually setting up those book signings, going to those festivals, talking to people, not being afraid to say, hey, I've got this great book here. We're doing, let me just take a minute of your time and tell you about it. It's amazing how receptive people are, how people want to hear about what you're doing. They want to celebrate with you, and they want the information. They want to be educated from it too and learn. So that was to me, it's like sales. You have to make that personal connection. You have to.
Okay, great. So face-to-face, taking advantage of any kind of networking or personal interaction that you can.
Absolutely.
So what's next on your agenda as a author and a coach?
Well, I have my second book. We'll talk about the author part first. I have a second book that I'm working on. And actually this book, well, I'll be honest with you, I have more than one. I write all of the time. So I have all of these great ideas for books. But the second book that I'm coming out with is going to be about the circus and talk about my days with Cirque du Soleil, because I've got some crazy stories and a lot of information that we can all learn from, particularly as speakers, entrepreneurs, and performers, because it's creative thinking out of the box, and that's what we always do. So that's one thing I have going on. As far as coaching, I am coaching every day. I have clients coming in. I'm working with speakers to really, really shorten their time that it takes to get them up on the stage, particularly people that are interested in the coaching business, that want to learn how to use speaking to get out, to get their information out there, and to get clients, because speaking is the fastest way to do it.
Yeah, I know there's a number of groups, organizations, what have you, that are constantly looking for speakers. Is there some sort of a key method to get yourself on a list and considered for those?
Well, there are a lot of different methods. One of the best old school ways of doing it is actually networking. We have to network. And it's something that a lot of people don't like to do. It's a learned skill for sure, getting out there, stepping out by yourself and a group of people that you don't know, but putting your hand out and being open to meeting new people. That is really, you got to put the work in. And everyone wants a quick method without really having to put that much effort. But the truth is, at the end of the day, you got to do the work. You have to.
It's kind of, I don't know what the right word is, interesting and maybe refreshing, because this day and age, most people seem to be focused on some sort of an online methodology to bring in business, which it works because I know people that make it work. But you're kind of talking about the old school stuff where it's out there smiling and chatting and shaking hands and getting to know people and allowing them to get to know you. So there must be plenty of those opportunities then.
Well, there are, and I do, I want to make sure that I utilize social media, and I think it's amazing. I utilize technology all of the time. I think it's amazing that we live in an era that we actually have this. Think about the business people, 20 years ago that really didn't have all the opportunities that we have now with video and all. So yes, I utilize that, but at the end of the day, personal connections come. Personal relationships come from making personal connections. Business relationships come from making personal connections. So even when you do have social media, you have to take those relationships off the screen and make them real. That's where you make that real connection with others.
Okay, great. So how do people find you if they would like to chat with you about helping them out?
Well, I can certainly pass on I have a calendar link. I'd love to get people on and book a call with me. It's no charge at all. And we can chat about your needs and what you're looking for, see if I might be able to help you. I'll pass that on to you. Also, I'm on Facebook as Julia Langley. I'm on Instagram as Cirque Singer Jules, and LinkedIn as well, Julia Langley. So you can find me on most of the social media outlets. But again, as I just said, personal connections. So I'm very open to talking to people. So I would love for people to just jump on my calendar and let's have a chat.
Excellent. So we're getting toward the end of things here. Do you have any final thoughts for the listeners?
Well, I just want to tell the listeners, especially those people that are really getting into entrepreneurship, just not to give up, because you have to keep moving forward, and you're going to be faced with challenges, and no matter actually what level you're on. Oprah was asked on a scale of 1 to 10 where she found herself, and she labeled herself a 3. Oprah, the highest paid woman in the world, and what that says is that no matter where you are in your journey, there's always new goals to set and new heights to reach to. But to be happy in the present, where you are, keep striving for the future, and to be resilient. Just bust through those obstacles and get to the other side and keep going up.
Excellent thoughts, excellent advice. So I'm going to take advantage of that and use that as the closing for this episode. So that's a wrap on another great guest episode of the Evolvepreneur Secrets Show for entrepreneurs. And just before you leave, if you liked what you heard, please give us a 5-star review and maybe share it with a couple of friends. And if you want to catch up on some episodes you may have missed, then make sure you stay tuned for future ones. Please go to evolvepreneursecrets.show. And if you're an entrepreneur and you got a great idea, let's get it out there today. Thanks for listening.